Hello and welcome to BikeNation. I'm Bryn Lucas. Now in front of me I've got the Box SZ1 helmets. These are flip-up helmets. They've got loads and loads of features, but they're not top of the range. So over the next couple of minutes I'm going to have a look at the features and give you all the pros and cons. Well, to begin with, it's good to know what the helmet's made of, and this is made from a synthetic outer shell, which is nice and tough. But just bear in mind that the more you spend on the helmet, the more security you're going to receive, and the materials on this one, while being strong, are not the best on the market, but they will protect your head. Also, they claim to be very nice and lightweight, but I have to say it's actually quite heavy, and over long distances you might start to find it weighing you down a little bit, so just bear that factor in mind as well. So if we start by looking at the front, at the visor here, well, it's a clear visor as you can see. It's got the tab to raise and lower the visor. It's not the most advanced system, a little bit clunky, but it does work, so it is functional. That's the most important thing. Now you could change this visor out for another clear one or a tinted one if you want to, but hold fire on the tinted one for just a second. Come back to that in just a moment. If you want to change the visor out though, you've got a little release system here. All you do is move the lever forward and that releases the visor. It's a little bit tricky, a little bit clunky, but it does work. Then you put the new visor in, release it down there, and it is locked into place, so it is nice and simple. Now you've got these two pins on either side of the visor. These are here so you could put a pin lock anti-fog insert lens in there if you wanted to. They're fantastic and you can get them from BikeNation, and if you have a look at the BikeNation screen right now at the very bottom you'll see the little ticker tape running along just there. That gives you details of the BikeNation site, Facebook, Twitter and all the other links as well. So do go and have a look at a pin lock if you're buying this helmet. Anyway, back to the visors, you've got this one on the outside here, the clear one. Instead of buying a tinted one though, this helmet doesn't need it because it's got one built in. A tinted visor flips down just there, so if you're riding along and the sun hits your face, you can pop that down. It works using this little rocker switch, this little rocker lever on the side. Now it's a bit clunky, it's a bit cumbersome, it does work. It's not the most advanced system out there on the planet, and sometimes it gets a little bit tricky to feel, particularly with gloves on and when you're riding along. But don't let that deter you, it does work, and that is of course the most important thing. So those are the visors there. Let's now have a look at the front. Now it is a flip front helmet, the face does come up, it's got a lever on the front here, it's a little bit tight, a bit stiff as well. So when you're lowering it and raising it, it doesn't feel all that secure, it moves around a fair bit, and that means it's not the simplest movement. But you can raise it up, so if you're at a petrol station and you want to go and pay for your fuel without having to take your helmet off, you could raise it up like so, and then you could lower it back down. But just bear in mind, it's not the simplest system. It might ease up over time. It's hard to tell, but it's just not a quality lever. It works, so it's got a function. It's not the most expensive helmet on the planet either, so there you go. Now, if we move on to ventilation, you've got a vent here at the front. And once again, it's a theme of this helmet here. The levers themselves and the way it all works, it's not great. If you've got gloves on, you might find your gloves just sliding over this and not being able to open and close the vent. But when it's open, it will allow air to flow over your face and will keep you nice and cool. You've got two vents here on the top. These are easier to feel. You can move these ones back. The only drawback with these are the vents are directly on the top there, so air won't get directed straight in. It'll have to go over the top and down into your helmet. So it's not as functional as more expensive helmets, but it will keep your head cool. And on the back, you've got these two exhaust vents here to allow all the hot air to flow out. So that's the outside of this helmet. Let's now have a look, shall we, at this. The inside, if I flip the front, you can see the pads are a little bit clearer. They have been designed for your comfort. They're nice and soft and squidgy. They give you the support where you need. Not a huge amount of thickness. They're not that tough, so they will wear down over time. But what you can do, if you want, is you can pop them out like so. They don't come out completely, they just sort of stay like this. Give them a bit of a clean, and then if you want to, you can put it back in. That applies to this side as well. So that's both cheek pads you can move out there to give them a little bit of a clean up there if you want to keep it nice and fresh, but you can also take this top and back pad out as well. So if you want to give everything a clean, you can do, and then once you've cleaned it and it's dried, put it all back together again, and you've got a nice, clean, smelling helmet. So there you have it, the Box SZ1. It's got loads of features. Like I say, there are some bits that are a bit clunky, bits that aren't, but you'd expect that for the helmet that's priced as it is. Remember, any orders of £25 or more from BikeNation get free delivery as well. Check out the sizing guide, and if you've got any questions, do please speak to the BikeNation team. They'll be more than happy to help. Also, this helmet does come with a helmet bag, as you'd expect, to keep it nice and secure and safe and scratch-free when you're not wearing it. Now, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the BikeNation channel. There are loads of videos there for loads of other sorts of helmets like this, so do go and check them out. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter, and if you have a look at the bottom of your screens right now, you'll find all the different ways of getting in touch. I'll see you very soon.